Welcome to Ellis B. Feaster's Radio Air Check and Classic TV channel.
You know what I found in my house the other day? I told you, the Imus license plate. And I hadn't seen that in like 15 years. Remember you were doing that for a while, the license plates? The green Imus license plates?
No, I don't.
You don't remember that?
Oh.
Oh, okay. That was a big deal back then.
It was.
Right.
I used to have a New York State license plate, Imus, that I put on my Rolls Royce. And I was driving out to the Hamptons one weekend.
That's like a rolling bullseye.
That was the dumbest thing I'd ever done in my life. I looked like a procession of people following me. They're on the LIE going out to a place out in the Hamptons, going out. But it was just idiotic. Why would I do it? Well, whatever. So.
Dollar bills painted on
And
the
you,
skull.
and you were off the drugs at that point.
Yes, I was.
I mean, this was a rational, supposedly rational decision.
I wasn't drinking. I wasn't doing any drugs.
Really? Then what do you do in the Hamptons?
Too bad.
You don't do that.
Well, I had a place right on the ocean. I don't know what I used to do out there. Well, Lupica was out there once in a while, and I had other friends out there. I don't know what I did.
All right.
Watch the sun go down.
I liked it out there. I liked to hear the ocean and all that. So.
Pretty, very pretty.
77 WABC. Ladies and gentlemen, Imus in the morning.
Coming up, we'll talk with Dick Cavett. Later on this morning, Neil Cavitt, the Cardinal's here.
Woo! Oh, baby.
And Carlton Sling Blade is here as well. Talking about the big old bosoms of Stormy Daniels.
Woo-hoo.
I really loved old Bowman. He was a lot. You know, I don't think I ever had an argument with him in 15 years. Did I?
Are you kidding me? Really? With Tom?
But it never got really
Never got
nasty.
heated, but
But there were disagreements.
About what? Really?
Oh, yeah.
sure.
Like what? Tom and I disagreed about stuff?
Well, a couple of days he wasn't there. So you would just say, well, of course Tom's not here, so I can't even yell at him.
Yeah, he had a lot of issues to take care of at home, and didn't sit well with the I-Man sometimes.
Nobody was left out.
Yeah, but Tom never did anything wrong. Tom was great.
No, he was fantastic.
He was great.
He's a solid guy.
Love Tom.
Well, that's why he's the vice president of programming over there now at Fox, at the Business Network.
Mm-hmm.
But he could get me to do anything.
That's true.
I don't think he ever came up with anything, or he would come to me and say, don't do this or don't do that, and I wouldn't do it.
Doing it without your pants, though, was a little too far.
It's a bit much.
And I wouldn't argue with him about it.
Sickening.
No, I loved Bowman. He was a great executive. So, and it was horrible when his wife died. And,
Yes, horrible.
but I think we were at the ranch. We came back. Well, of course we came back for his funeral, but no, he had a big load, but he did it like a man.
As
Bernie
usual.
and Sid, by the way, their show starts. Bernie and Sid in the morning on April 2nd.
We keep getting tweets. A very difficult question to ask the I-Man. Almost feel selfish asking it because this is more about you leaving than us, continuing your legacy.
Yeah.
But we keep getting tweets. Will the I-Man ever stop by the Bernie and Sid morning show?
Wow.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine that ever happening.
Come on, yeah. I mean, back in town.
Well, I mean, one of you'd have to die.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Never say never.
Oh, man.
Nah, I don't believe that.
Here's something.
Oh, my God.
Please welcome to the Bernie and Sid show.
Well, talking about dying, somebody asked me also, it's true on Twitter. They said, if Imus found out that, God forbid, Charles McCord died, and he knew when and where the funeral was, would the I-Man go?
Yes, I probably would.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Come on.
You not?
It's a big man right there.
Told you guns.
That's
Guns
an
is like, no way.
Easy one.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, Tony was shaking his head.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, maybe I'm lying.
See?
You know, here's something else I'm kind of concerned about.
That's funny.
We're going to see what happens.
Is like with Anthony Mason on on Sunday morning on CBS. We were talking about something, and I got a little choked up. Now, it's nothing to get choked up about, but I've noticed, and thinking about what I want to talk about at 7:05 Thursday morning, I haven't written anything down, and I don't intend to, but I feel myself getting emotional about it, and I'm that's not the way that's not the way I am. I don't think. I don't know how to prevent that.
Wow. I mean, it's a mess right now.
Yeah. Depends
No,
what
no, I'm not a mess.
Well, I mean, you're
Close to
You're
a
pre-
mess.
No, I'm
on
not.
the precipice.
Yeah.
But
What do you mean it's not the way you're supposed to be? That's your persona.
well, no, but I mean, I've got to be able to. There's certain things that I have to be able to get out. I guess I don't have to get anything out, probably.
Get it all out.
But if I talk about Mike Lynn or Robert Andrews or
Yeah.
some real significant people in my life, and certainly, I mean, I was talking to Deirdre, sitting across from her here yesterday, and I felt myself talking about really she's an extraordinary human being. I mean, I give her a terrible time, but she's been. I mean, I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for her. And she was the soul, the heart and soul of the Imus Ranch. It was it was great. But and just trying to say that to her, I felt myself get a little, well, you can't. I mean, I can't be blubbering. I'm not going to do it.
No.
So I don't know what to do.
Pull yourself together.
What do you mean, pull myself together?
I say let it go.
Couple of pops.
I say let it go.
Sure, let it flow.
It'd be great.
I wonder if I thought I could get by with. No, I wouldn't. I wonder if I would drink. No, I wouldn't. But I know people. No, I've seen people at AA meetings who've been as sober as I have, or as long as I have, 30 years, over 30 years, and take a drink, and that's it then.
That would be the day, though.
And you don't. By the way, when you do that, you don't start over.
No.
No, you pick up where you left off.
True.
And so I'd be dead.
We don't want that.
So, but I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is I'm not going to drink today. I've already decided that.
Right.
So that's all I got to worry about.
But next Thursday, that could be different.
Yeah.
Well, no. Why are you saying that?
Well, because
Well, you're projecting, which I don't do. I
Never
try not
project.
to.
Never project.
How about a Vicodin?
All right. That's not bad.
Well, I take Vicodin whenever I can get them.
Let's do it.
But they don't do much. Other than I got a bunch of Vicodin from the doctor. And I still have them. Because I don't know, it's just the thrill's gone.
It's no fun. So have you written down every name? Remember I told you that when Joe Torre got elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame, he forgot to thank George Steinbrenner. Forgot. Because he didn't write all the names down. And there was nobody more responsible for his success than Steinbrenner. So have you written down every name that you plan on thanking next Thursday?
No, I haven't.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I think I know who they are.
All right. Because you don't want to forget anybody.
I mean, first there was, I remember that guy's name. I remember this guy's name. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. What's his name?
There was a guy who hired me when I was in Palmdale.
Let's have a rehearsal.
The guy who hired me to go to KJO in Stockton, his name, I think, was Don Hoffman.
Don.
Sounds right.
And then,
That's my list.
He's dead anyway.
and then there was Jack Thayer, who hired me for Sacramento, and John Lund. And John was a salesman in Sacramento. And then he and Jack went to Cleveland for Nationwide. To WGAR, made that station number one in 63 days. Lund was a genius for music. Oh, God. And plus, he had a lot of good ideas, too. And then I went to New York. And that was, who hired me there? The guy's name? What the hell is the guy's name in New York?
New York was what's the little Charlie? What the hell?
No,
was it?
no. asshole. It was
That one.
Pat. What was the guy's
Pat
name?
O'Brien.
No.
The guy with the low voice. Yeah,
Perry Bascom.
Perry.
I think Perry died, but Perry was the GM at NBC who hired me out of Cleveland. And then later on, Jack Thayer from Cleveland, and he was the head of the NBC of NBC Radio. And Lund came to Cleveland as the program director, or to New York as the program director. And then I got fired. Jack was the head of the programming at NBC, and I got fired. He didn't say anything. So Charlie Warner fired me. Well, Pittman says he did, but Pittman, and I like Bob, but Bob had nothing to do with it. He's sitting in the corner sucking his thumb and put his stupid girlfriend on to follow me, and they had to beg me to come back, which I did. So. But that was Bob Sherman. And then, well, Mel Karmazin was huge in my life.
Don't forget him.
Yep, Mel.
I love Mel.
Yeah.
And that goofy, what was the guy's name he worked at ABC? What the hell was his name?
Waterman?
No, I like Borneman. No, the guy who owned the company. Or the guy who ran the...
what's his name?
Fareed?
Fareed Suleiman.
Fareed Citadel, yes.
I love Fareed, but Fareed was the money guy for Mel. Mm-hmm. And then Mel got out of that and did something else. Fareed decided he was going to be... but Fareed had no idea what he was doing. He knew how to... He could match... He could pound numbers, but... Sure. He didn't know anything about programming or anything.
He was a knucklehead.
He's a good hit man.
And then there was...
you got to thank Joel. I know it's going to be tough, but...
Hey, bro.
Hey, you forgot me.
Well, what's wrong with... Thank Joel for what, by the way?
I don't know. He was
what?
when you put all those radiothons on and did all your
That
finest
nothing to do
work.
with any of that.
Well, Sid's was his. It was kind of a team effort, a little bit.
Sid's was?
That was Joel's, wasn't it?
Yes, his daughter died, and then for the foundation, I made millions of dollars. He had nothing to do with that. Unfortunately, the daughter had to die.
Oh, that's terrible.
No, Joel's a creep.
He's out.
Okay, cross him off.
Cross him off.
I'll miss you, bro.
But,
what about Ivy and Dweck?
who?
Stefan.
Oh, my God. Monteria Ivy.
Monteria Ivy and Stefan Dwight.
You know, I thought about them because Dick Cavett is coming on, and I contend one of the greatest Imus in the Morning episodes ever was when you had me go up against John Minko for the Sports Update Challenge.
Oh, really? Sid was involved.
Yes, and there was like 30 people in studio that day in Queens. You and Charles and Boomer Esiason, Dick Cavett, Mike Lupica, Ivy and Dweck, Mike Breen. You remember that? It was great.
Yeah.
Who won?
Well, it was rigged.
Minko won.
Minko won, but I got the job.
Right.
I love Minko.
Yep.
Don't you remember you made him put on a bathing suit, but it was the the tight ones, and I had to kiss his butt on TV on
I don't remember
MSNBC.
any of that.
Yeah, Tim Russert. Yeah.
Good time.
Just another day at the office.
And then I'm trying to get these names in now. So
Right.
Yeah.
The big names.
there was well, Borneman. I like Borneman a lot.
Kevin Matheny.
I liked Kevin, but
Dale Parsons.
That's the guy.
Dale was great.
Mark Chernoff.
I love Chernoff.
Come on, man. That's another one.
Huge one.
Top of the list.
And then, of course, there was Michael Lynn and
Pablo Escobar.
Yes.
Robert Andrews and Vinny.
Jim Collins?
I've been with them for... I love Jim Collins.
Brant
Brant Eaton?
Well, Brant Eaton.
Brant was fine. I love Brant.
He didn't kill the I-Man. But
I didn't know you were leaving, sir.
I'm still waiting outside, sir.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's about it.
A lot of snow.
I mean,
No, that's not it.
Are you coming out soon?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? Well, what else is there?
Well, you mean some executives or just people? Larry Kenny?
Oh, well, no, all those guys. Larry Kenny is a genius.
Right. You mean just executives? That's it. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Come on, pay attention.
Come on, enough of this.
wake
Not
up.
everybody else. I mean, Larry Chance and Al Rosenberg and all those guys.
Yeah.
But, I can't get into all of that.
Maury Povich,
Listen, it's
you
not
were on a
good.
current affair, I saw it. 1986.
I was?
Yes, you were. I actually saw it last night on YouTube. He led with you. A current affair, Maury Povich.
Well,
No, we're not going all over.
20 minutes after the hour. Let's do sports now. And here with
John
that.
Imus, you are not the father.
This is sports with Sid Rosenberg. Morning, Sid.
Morning, I'm Tiger Woods is back, though, I'm The Masters, as you keep hearing the promos on this show, the great Jim Nantz, just a couple of weeks away. And Tiger feels like $1 million.
Easiest thing is I have no more pain in my lower back. Okay, that's gone. I am just solid as a rock back there. No pain.
Oof.
Difference is I don't have the same range of motion. The angles I used to create with my body, I can't do that anymore. And so I'm learning to do it a different way. I have the speed, I have the pop, but it's done differently.
Right.
And I feel pretty good about it, but I'm not quite there yet.
Is that his golf game or a video with
What is
Lindsey
he
Vonn?
talking about?
Yeah.
Do we want to know all of that? Nobody wants to know that. All right, 23 after the hour. Please welcome the Mr. Morning program, our old friend, the Cardinal.
Hold on, fella.
This could be the Cardinal's final performance.
Good morning to God bless.
Morning, Cardinal.
Well, I'm Miss Lamar. Here we are. Exactly 1 week away to the day. A lot of mixed emotions. The suspense building. It's opening day for baseball, be Jesus. Pitchers and catchers, bases and balls, be Jesus. Shut that up, you stupid little whop, you be Jesus. To be serious, I'm
What?
Let's be serious as we approach the end of the iconic Imus Lamar program. Though the Cardinal and the I-Man have engaged in some ugly, ugly exchanges, I'd like now to extend to the I-Man an olive branch and respectfully request that you stick it up your wrinkled up old arse, you nasty old corpse, you be Jesus. Man ahead.
That is not funny.
Let me just say this, Mr. Lamar.
Yeah.
You look like you opened one of those exploding packages over the weekend, be Jesus. And it's too damn bad you didn't, you vicious old skunk, you. With apologies to Nat King Cole and Mona Lisa. Mr. Imus, people loathe you. You look like the scrotum with a pair of eyes.
No.
Is it only 'cause you're ugly, you're so anal? Does a boner in your hiney make you smile? You're a drunk who needs to smother Mr. Imus, or your wife can stab you in your feeble heart. Many dream that you'll die before this weekend. You'll just lie there. Hope you die there.
No.
Are you just a human eel, Mr. Imus? Or just an old and dusty, wrinkled up old fart?
No, that's just terrible.
Am I right, Rufino?
Yes.
Shut up, you
Look, Rye, you agreed?
You butt-sniffing little punk, you.
Stupid wop.
Enough with the bullshit. Enough with the bull shenanigans. Heads down, you stupid hooligans. It's time for a wee prayer.
Father Mick.
Name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost.
Right.
Feuding lesbians we like the most. Oh, Lord, hear our prayer. Come on ahead. Lord, we pray. Lesbian Cynthia Nixon wins an election at least once and dethrones the New York governor, Andrew the Dunce. Oh, Lord, take him now. Come on. Lord, we pray. The Reverend Louis Farrakhan stops picking on the Jews and that Lester Holt and his ilk stop ignoring this news, BGs. Oh, Lord, take him now. Come on. Lord, we pray that while Hillary Clinton fall downstairs after being stricken, Bill Clinton didn't grab the KY and start choking his chicken, be Jesus. Oh, Lord, take him now. Come on.
Lord, take him now.
Finally, Lord, we're grateful. The I-Man plans to depart a week from today, but that before that day, he passes away. Oh, Lord, take him now. Come on ahead. God bless us and save. Have a little lovely weekend. Which doesn't belong and why?
I like this part.
Which doesn't belong and why? A, porn star Stormy Daniels.
Stormy Daniels.
B, lesbian star Cynthia Nixon.
Cynthia Nixon.
C, lesbian lookalike Imus Lamar. Which doesn't belong and why?
Well, clearly, Stormy Daniels.
Wrong, you stupid prick, you be Jesus. While all three of these ugly freaks are in the news these days, the answer is B. The lesbian Nixon doesn't belong because unlike the other two, Nixon does not like to swallow, be Jesus.
That is just
I don't care if
funny.
it rains or freezes as long as the Iron Man dies, be Jesus.
We don't want to.
Hell out of here.
There's a...
Imus in the morning on 77 WABC.
34 minutes past the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program. Dick Cavett is coming up. You know, a guy I didn't mention was Bob Pittman. I love Pittman. Pittman was, even though he was part of Fire Me, then when Bob Shipman brought me back to NBC in '79, whenever that was, Pittman was still the program director there, and we got along great. I love working for Bob. Then Bob hired me at VH1.
Wow.
So
that worked out well.
Yeah.
what it did was a lot of money and nothing to do. I mean, just it was. And then he tried to get me out of Cumulus to go with would have made any difference to go with iHeart over to OR. You remember that deal?
Yes.
So Bob was a big deal.
Very instrumental.
And there's maybe some other names, but I just started.
Not right now.
You got a week.
Yeah. Thank you, Jesus, too. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, I got it, of course.
Anything else?
Hey, somebody was tweeting us earlier today, me and Tony. Imus is always asking everybody what their 5 favorite songs are. What about Imus's 5 favorite songs? Now, I don't give something away for next Thursday, but what are Imus's 5 favorite songs?
I don't know. I mean, one would be Victim of Life Circumstances, Delbert.
Come on. Everybody knows that.
Another would be Cycles, Frank Sinatra.
Oh, good song.
Wow.
Cypress Avenue from Astro Weeks.
How about Two Live Crew? Me So Horny.
That's a good one.
Great.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep. Love you a long time.
Probably Levon. And not sure what I like a Levon. Everything, I guess.
There you go.
Atlantic City, maybe.
Bruce.
No, Levon's.
Oh, Levon's. Damn.
Oh, I don't know. Something else, probably. Oh, well, there's a lot of them. I mean, there's a lot,
Get back to you.
I mean, the Righteous Brothers, there's just a lot of Paul Simon stuff. Elvis, I mean, there was Dinah Washington. I don't know. So,
is it true
anyway,
that, one more thing, do you show more respect and love towards Shooter Jennings than Hank Williams Jr.? Is that unfair? That's unfair.
No, that's unfair.
Oh, come on, man.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Ridiculous.
Come on.
I think Shooter and I think more alike than Hank and I do, but I love Hank Williams Jr. I mean, that was following Hank Williams, and Hank Williams Jr. did that, did it successfully.
Mm-hmm.
Made great records, and he's a great guy, a great songwriter.
Yeah.
And a survivor.
You can have her, she's too fat for me. Too fat for me. Doggone fat for me. Oh, I don't want her, you can have her, she's too fat for me.
It is
Too fat.
the hour here in the Imus Talks program. The great Frank Yankovic, I believe, from Cleveland, with Too Fat Polka, a Dick Cavett favorite. Speaking of that, please welcome to the program, Dick Cavett. Good morning, Mr. Cavett.
Well, good morning, Don.
How are you?
I'm feeling okay, and just thinking about you and how there are only a few of us old-timers left.
Yeah, and that's... have you ever... how many times have you done a last show for some...
A last show? I did one, but I can't think what it was. It was somebody's...
Was it the TV thing you did? I mean, when was something you did?
Well, I've done several of my own last shows, and I was hearing you talking about being fired. I guess I think of myself as someone who has never been fired. They just stopped doing my show.
Well, what is there any memorable last show that you did?
I haven't the slightest memory of my last show ever. Isn't that weird?
How about the TV thing on ABC?
Yeah, but I mean, I can't remember the specific last day of it. Maybe I kind of suppressed or blotted it from memory. At the time, I wasn't really sorry. I had been working so damn hard, doing a 90-minute show and then going home half dead and just having to read the notes for the next day's show before going to bed and then getting up in the morning and going and doing the show again, and I thought I needed a rest.
Were you involved with, talking about Dick Cavett, Were you involved in Johnny's last show, Johnny Carson?
No, not his last show. I remember it. I remember that was the one where Bette Midler sang to him.
Yes.
Yeah, and he got moved. Yeah, I've seen Johnny moved, and people always said, he's got a ramrod up his back. He's not friendly. He's not. This is not true. I've seen him in tears a couple times.
Are you making some noise? Is somebody whipping you, or?
Say again?
Are you making some? It sounds like somebody's whipping you.
Not that I can feel. No. What would it be?
The girl went home, or what?
I'm in Long Island, New York, USA.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I'm being whipped.
Now, let me digress a moment here. Did you see this yesterday? Donald Trump, our president, he tweets the following.
Yes.
I'm back from New Hampshire, this drug-infested state where everyone is addicted to heroin. Gave a great speech, huge crowd, talked about how I'll execute drug dealers and users. Few applauded, but understandable because I know how hard it is to clap when you're high on drugs. Well, there's so much there, but when he said in a drug-infested state, talking about New Hampshire, where everyone is addicted to heroin. Everyone is addicted to heroin. Well, I know what he meant, I guess. But I was talking to Mike Lupica, and his parents, his dad, Ben Lupica's about 90 or maybe a little older, a war hero out of the Second World War. His mother, one of the more marvelous people on the planet. They both live in New Hampshire. And I told Lupica, I said, well, they're not heroin addicts, are they? He said, no, but they deal. I said, well.
Oh, my God.
But, I mean, what an asshole. God.
Like you, I consider, I've got a drawer that has lots of OxyContin in it and things from past doctor's deals where they gave them to you for pain.
Sure.
And I never took any of them. I probably should not advertise that I have them. Hey, Don, how long do we have left?
90 seconds.
No, please. I wanted to tell you my Muhammad Ali special that I've told you about over the years was coming. Well, it finally came. And we were down at South by Southwest in Austin, and it had a wonderful debut. Ali was on my show about 15 times.
Oh, you guys are great.
And we became great friends. He stayed at my house one night in the country. He was shooting out there. I saw him. I took him over. I said, why don't you stay at my house? Put him up in a big bed, went to get his wife from a motel, and the phone rang. Ali picked it up while I was gone. And my wife in New York said, darling, and he said, this ain't darling. It's only 3-time heavyweight champion of the world, and I'm lying in your bed, and I'm watching your TV. And she was stunned, but was hip enough to say, Mr. Hawley, I will put a plaque on that bed, which is more than she ever offered to do for me. But
well, we're out of time now, Dick. So
we can't be. This can't be goodbye.
Yes, it is. But thanks. You've been a great friend, and you are a great friend. I met a few geniuses in my life, and you're one of them.
Well, you've been a great broadcaster, a great voice for what's going on in the world, and you will be sorely missed, my man.
Thank you, baby. Dick Cavett here in the Imus Morning program. Neil Cavitt coming up.
Imus in the morning on 77 WABC.
Ladies and gentlemen, Imus in the morning.
I did want to mention, not what I wanted to mention. Well, it's really crazy, isn't it? Oh, yeah, I know what I wanted to mention. Anthony, this first. Anthony Mason interviews the I-Man. CBS Sunday morning, 9 a.m. on Sunday. Yes, Sunday, Don. So, he was good. I don't know how they cut the piece, but I suspect it's probably pretty good. So. He was great. people from CBS were great, and that's a great show. So, and then, where were you during the break, Sid? I was trying to get a hold of you.
I was listening to you and Dick Cavett.
Does he do that to you, Bernie?
He's in and out constantly.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid is that. Well, that's his nature. You know, he's a very amped up individual. That's Sydney. That's Sid being Sid.
Well, then what do you do?
I walk
Wanders the halls
like an old man in Delray Beach.
Goes to PLJ.
No, he
Goes to all the other radio
yeah,
stations.
he goes to everybody on the floor.
Walk
all the way
around.
down.
he does like
Why do you do that?
he does 25 push-ups and then he struts around the 17th floor.
I don't know. I don't have an answer for any of these
Like
questions.
sings
I
to himself.
Can't help it.
Yeah.
You hear Bernard on the air, and then you see Sid walking to the kitchen.
I'll give like Chad Lopez a wet willy, leave his office. Give Craig Schwab a dead finger, leave his office, and just walk around.
Yeah.
I talk to people.
You
I'm the mayor of the floor.
That's it.
know who's when Cardinal left? When did Cardinal leave? He left in December, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, you guys, you and Bernie, particularly you, said. Have I said this before?
Say
You
it
guys
again.
have been great.
Thank you.
It's been fun to do this because I don't know what we'd have done. And you know the addition to Sid.
Yes.
Then I mean I don't want to overpraise Sid, but why not?
Thank you.
I mean we know Bernie's great and Lou's great too, by the way, deceptively great. So I appreciate that, and that's why I think they're gonna be great. It is kind of like taking two of the Jordanaires and saying, okay, now Elvis is gone. You guys do it.
That's true.
But
That's true.
But I think it'll be great. So I mean, this is not going to happen again. So there's nobody expects it to. So just move on.
Hey, can I make
17.
can I make an impassioned plea to the I-Man?
Well, do what?
What happened?
I need to make a plea to the I-Man on behalf of somebody else on this show. You have said many, many times, I-Man, and no one is a better judge of talent than you. You've made all of us. You have said many, many times that Gunzelman is a star. Is that true?
Yes, I believe that.
All right. Well, 1 week from today, he's got no job. Nothing. So he's walking around. He's trying to, they've sent things to him that lead him to believe he may, in fact, be sticking around. But unless I'm wrong, you've got no confirmation, yeah?
Right, absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
So Cavuto's coming up next. Cavuto loves guns. He puts them on his show all the time. Would the I-Man be kind enough to ask Neil Cavuto to hire Mike Gunzelman full-time?
What, as a
In a
driver?
heartbeat.
In a heartbeat?
Yes.
In a heartbeat.
In a flash.
So there you
Oh,
go.
thank you. Thanks.
Hook a brother up.
My man, the I-Man.
I mean, Cavuto may have already thought of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I would think.
Oh, see?
How about this?
Oh.
Because he's all dejected.
But I would keep were it me. I would keep him at the radio station. There's a lot of stuff he can do there for you guys.
Yeah. Not up to us.
What?
It's not up to us. We don't. Nothing is up to us. It's not like you when you have the show. It's your show. We're told what we have, what we don't have. That type.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
There's that.
My man.